All right, ladies and gentlemen, back here on DM Radio at CES here in Las Vegas. Huge show. I just heard 160,000 people are coming. I mean, it's just crazy. But one of them is a very special person named Queena Qiu. I'm with her right now. She is with Polyverse Studio. They have a couple really cool apps. One of the top 10 apps, frankly, in terms of downloads and in terms of revenue, too. Mirror AI is one, and Spell AI. Let's talk about Mirror AI first. So you started this for fun, and it just kind of took off, right?
Yeah, so actually we were one of the first wave of the GenAI app developer, like 3 years ago.
Okay.
So we started in early 2023, and then we launched our first app, AI Mirror, in March 2023.
Okay.
And actually when we first launched it, it was started on App Store and Google Play #1 for 4 months in the US.
Wow,
yeah.
That's amazing.
So at that time, like I think, we just made, like all the idea was also just to offering, fun and easy experiences for people to enjoy AI, even though like there are a lot of people don't know what AI is at that time.
Sure.
Yeah, so we started from there.
Well, that's very cute. And so what you do is you upload a picture or you take a picture of yourself and you can style yourself to look like a movie star or to look like a character from an animation or something. And it's just fun. So I just turned my partner Jim Harris into a gothic Jim Harris, and he's not very gothic. He's not the gothic type.
Exactly.
But it's just fun, and you're leveraging these engines, and you're sort of an interface, an app that they use to get access to the power of AI, right?
Yeah, exactly. So when we first started, actually we were focused on manga filters, and also all those animated movies fans who were fascinated by all those scenes, but then they were never, as a child, I always think about, well, how would I be a character in that movie or in that scene? So then that's also how the original idea we came up with.
That's
so
interesting.
Yeah.
So you wanted to be in the movies, and now you can be in the movie.
Oh yes, but then that's the beginning of our app, like the demo version of the app. But when time get along, we are already 3 years old developer. So we also introduce a lot of more elements inside the app, such as there are a lot of realistic filters where you can, still be you, but then you can, just create the image by yourself and then adding some elements to retouch yourself. So there are a lot of, and also like AI restorage of the photo of your old pictures. So we continue added a lot of more features outside of the animated filters for now.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you have all kinds of filters you can apply to the photos that you upload, and then you run these algorithms on them. Are you actually, so you're leveraging large visual models and large language models, right?
Yeah, both. But we also do fine tuning to leverage those models and also to match to offer the best experience for our users.
Now, do you, as from a developer perspective, when a new version of ChatGPT comes out, for example, do you have to then go back in and modify your code to work with the new one, or how does that work?
So actually ChatGPT, introduced their image for all model early this year in April. Before that, actually, they didn't introduce any image models. It's more large language models.
Right.
So the way that we integrated is one, like through large language models, we, except from the image-to-image generation features inside the app, you can also use your natural language to generate image.
Okay.
So in that case, we'll leverage ChatGPT's capabilities. So for example, when people enter the natural language inside the app, we can convert it into professional prompts in the backends by leveraging the large language model's capabilities. So in that case, our product can easily understand what you want to draw or what you want to make for that image or video.
Wow.
So this is something that we leverage the large language model. And in terms of the photo and video, so basically we will, in some, like 3 years ago, we also need to ask the users to, for example, you need to upload 8 or 10 pictures in order to run a lot, terms in the industry, but then it's also asking you to provide as many as your personal assets possible. But then for now, we only need like one picture from you to generate that effect.
I see.
Yeah,
Interesting.
ultimately.
Interesting. So I mean, what's cool is that you're riding on this wave. You have all these companies like OpenAI, like Anthropic, and there's DeepSeek, of course, is one out of China. There are all these different companies building models, and you're just sitting on top of those, leveraging their capabilities with a layer of your functionality on top of it, right?
Yeah, well, basically you could say that, but then I think, there are 3 layers for the AI industry for now. Like one is the large model side, is where those OpenAI and also Anthropic, those guys where are. And second is the infrastructure, is also like how backend, like the AI can facilitate the workflows for the other companies.
So like AI agents.
Yeah. Well,
is that what you're talking about?
AI agents still fall into, I would say, like infra to consumer side level.
Interesting.
Yeah, but then for us, we were referring to the third layer, is where's the application. So it's where how the common users will enjoy the experiences of those technologies. Yeah, so that's one. That's why we like what we want to make for for our users is what kind of the consumer experiences we bring in the consumer app, like consumer level.
Right.
So,
well, and you said you were focused on trying to give access to AI to people who really don't understand AI. So you're giving them a way to kind of dip their toes in the water and play around and understand what's possible.
Yes.
And that was your, I mean, you think about Snapchat, for example. Snapchat started off as a way to communicate, and very quickly it became a way to do silly little filters on people's faces. Like, oh, I made my dad's face look strange. My daughter loves doing Snapchat. Made me look like a weirdo. I'm like, thank you very much. That's very nice. And they laugh and laugh. So you're like one layer deeper than that. You're like a Snapchat that has a lot of other functionality to help people play around with their images and be in movies or do whatever, right?
Yeah. It's, you can, let's say we are offering the content, entertainment content for people.
I see.
Actually, a lot of people use AI Mirror to create content for the viral things on across social media like TikTok, Instagram. So we are one of the best companions for those social media platforms.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So the goal for us to make this app is also to offer the most like immersive entertainment experience for people ultimately.
Yeah, right.
So yeah,
that's cool.
So we also got another app called Spell AI. So where
Spell
you can,
AI.
Yes.
Where it casts spells.
Yes. So where you can just easily to make prompts to create your amazing artworks inside the app, and also you can also chat with the character you made.
Oh wow!
Within the platform.
That's crazy.
So that's also how we also introduce a small community of the AI fans around this platform.
I see.
Yeah.
So tell me about Spell AI. What exactly is it doing? You're using that to generate the prompt essentially, or like what is Spell AI really doing?
Oh, so Spell AI is also another like our consumer app that we released 2 years ago. And for now, it was also one of the top 10 GenAI app in Japan right now.
Wow.
So in that app, actually, we featured a lot of animated characters where you can have immersive chat experiences with them.
Okay.
And at the same time, you can also create your own character. For example, I've always want to create mini drama for example, for my relatives or my kids or something.
Right.
So then I can easily just use Spell AI to create those mini things. And then in the end, you can also make them live to make them as a character.
Well, you know what's interesting here is that if you think about the history of media and communications, we are at this crazy inflection point right now. So we went from bloggers, like first you had big organizations like the New York Times and the Washington Post, and they were in charge of everything and they told you what was happening. And then what comes along, the internet, and suddenly anyone with a computer can start writing and posting stuff online. And so you had this whole era of bloggers that just was unleashed on the world, and they were all over the place. You had the Huffington Post that came along to kind of collate all those and create more of a media company around that, and then Ariana sold it and it kind of went sideways. Where I'm going with this is that now individuals can not just blog and write an article, they can do more than just even create an image using GenAI and post it on their website. They can actually create little movies with characters that they design, other characters that maybe someone else has designed, and so now all of a sudden it's like the video blogger is the next big thing, and anyone who wants to can go create little mini movies and create their own entertainment, right?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Eric. So, because of the Gen AI capabilities, a lot of people who are not expert in art or who are not expert in directing a movie, they can have free hands, to make something on their own.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's very fascinating experience that we have.
That's so interesting. I was just talking in the first segment with Jim Harris, because I'm a journalist. I've been a journalist for 35 years, a long, long time. And that whole world is changing too. It used to be, again, you had to rely on these big organizations to tell you what's going on. Now you can hop online to Reddit or X or Instagram or Facebook or whatever and see what's happening all over the place. So all of a sudden, those big guys aren't required anymore. But it's hard to find stuff to navigate things. But what we're seeing now in this space, and I think this is fascinating, is like you could create a character, for example, using Spell AI and using Mirror AI, and you can create your own reporter that then is like reporting live from Las Vegas. I am the character I've just created, and I'm speaking to Queena Qiu from my point is like you can then have a whole conversation with this reporter and ask the reporter what's happening right now in Taiwan. I heard that something took place, etc. And they'll go hit the LLM, find what's happening, and then tell you what's happening.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, like you can create your own news broadcaster who just answers to you and tells you things that are going on. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. You can have like 1,000 version of Eric.
Right, sure. I could be like from when I lived down south, or I could be from England, if you know what I mean. You could like set like different standards.
Yes.
But the point is, now I'm getting my information through a different conduit. It's using the LLM in the background to scour for news articles and things that are happening, but the actual delivery of the information comes through an avatar who I create on Mirror AI, right?
Yes, exactly.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yes. Actually, in the future, we'll also be fascinated on what the future of how the physical world can be further connected with the AI.
Right.
Yeah. So we are in the CES, all of those latest hardware, all those like latest amazing things were presented. So I'm just very
Well, and the interesting thing too is that you're unleashing personal creativity.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
You're giving an engine to people that lets them create a movie for themselves. I mean, I remember this is how many years ago is this? It's got to be 25 years ago or so when my grandfather was still alive, and I had just gotten my MacBook clamshell. I don't know if you remember, like the orange clamshell Mac. It was one of the first of its kind, and Mac had the first airport. It was the first consumer Wi-Fi.
Oh, wow.
And it was shaped like a little flying saucer. This is like, it's like 1990s, late 1990s, 97 maybe, 98. And just to show my grandfather how crazy the world was, I had my laptop. It wasn't connected to anything physically, but because he knew about the internet back then, but I was connected through Wi-Fi, and he had never seen that before. I said, Big Daddy, ask me any question you want to ask me. He said, all right, tell me about Colonel Hollywood Harry. I was like, all right, clickety, clickety, click.
Yeah.
I said, Colonel Hollywood Harry was the commander of a base in Missouri and all this stuff like that, and his jaw hit the floor. He's like, how did you do that? I'm hitting an encyclopedia that is the world knowledge base, basically, pulling it in, but now, thanks to Mirror AI and Spell AI, now you can do that with an avatar, with a movie character that you designed, maybe based on you, maybe based on a friend or whatever. You could have some famous politician be the person telling you. Whatever you want, there's really no limits. Then you can use this as your means of getting information.
Yes. So, we're also, very looking forward how the users will using our product to create something that maybe like for us, we haven't thought about like this can be used for that feature. Yeah.
Well, that's actually interesting too. So you could have in your development environment, you could have a developer team lead, for example, and that person, that character is pinging Claude to get information about code updates and things like that. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
The point is you are opening the door to shaping the characters who deliver the entertainment or the media or the content, right?
Yeah, and also I believe like with the AI workflow embedded for the companies nowadays,
right?
We can produce much more content experience for the users. For example, earlier, we can only offer 3 filters per day, but now we can offer 50.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's also something that we want to further innovate how people can engage in our platform.
Right, and so final thoughts here, I'll just say, folks, the cost of inference keeps going down because these models are so powerful, and once they're trained, the inference is actually pretty inexpensive. It's training them that's so hard. So the point being, the costs are going to be coming down to be able to leverage this stuff, and that's just good news for all of us. So we'll look this gentlelady up online. It's Queena Qiu, Queena Qiu from Polyverse Studio and Mirror AI. We'll be right back. You're listening to DM Radio.